Morning, Kevin here. I'm just off on another walk. But there's three of us today. Over there is Cynthia.
Hello.
And round there is Steve.
Morning.
And Cynthia has decided she wants to take us to Hindhead. Behind us is the track that leads to where Cynthia lives in the cottages. So Steve and I have parked there. We are in Haslemere. I'll beg you, yeah. We're right on the border of, hang on, let me get this right. Surrey and Sussex.
If you go there, there's the border. Stream.
There's a stream there. This is the border. So I've just been told.
So we're in Surrey at the moment, other side of Sussex.
So Surrey, Sussex.
Yeah.
Right, okay. So we're in Surrey at the moment, but the other side of the stream is Sussex. But we're heading to, where's the first part of the walk?
Well, we're walking up over Hindhead Common.
Yeah.
And hopefully find the Temple of the Four Winds.
Temple of the Four Winds.
Not to be confused with the Temple of the Winds, which is at Blackdown.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. So that's what we're going to be looking for.
Okay.
So Cynthia is our guide. We've never got lost before. But there's always a first time.
We won't get lost.
We won't get lost. So we're going to press on. We've just walked up onto Lion Lane, which I've been up this road several times, and we've come up, we found this building just in front of me. No idea what it is. We're guessing it was some sort of a chapel. But at the top of the barge board, up there, is a wooden smiley face. But it's very interesting that it's just sat between these two houses. Obviously original walls, but interesting how they've been, the caps have been made of stone through here and rendered brickwork or blockwork in there. But fascinating. But I'm pretty sure this must have been a chapel of some sort. We'll have to try and find a bit more information about it, and I'll put a link up in a description. That is leading up to what they call Polecat. And just up in here, we remembered that there was a playing field. Shottermill School is back down Lion Lane, but there used to be the school playing fields, but we've just up in here. But then we got Polecat Copse, and we go up through here. And I don't know which way we've got to go, Cynthia. Straight up to this way. So the football field used to be up beyond this little clump of trees that's up in front of us. And the boys, my son, used to play football up here for a team, if I remember rightly, which a lady ran. But it's the first time I've been in here since my son was a little boy, and he's still little, but he's 38. Well, not quite so little, perhaps. But usual, as you're walking along, sweet chestnut, and you've got beech and silver birch and your usual holly trees all around you. But that's typical for a walk in the south of England. As you can see away to my right hand side there, you've got hazel and mixed in with holly. And then we come up round this way, and then the football field used to be up around this corner. It'd be interesting to see what's there now. Probably just overgrown like the rest of the grass to our left hand side here. Oh no, it's still well cut. Perhaps it's still used as a playing field for people, for kids. we've just come along there, that track there, and it was a really lovely walk, to be honest. But the light dropped dramatically. As you might be able to tell here now, it's very, very dark because the trees are so packed tightly together. But we're just heading up here. We got across this Polecat Lane, but on this trunk here, we've got this fungi growing. That's absolutely incredible.
Oh yeah.
Just up through a bit again, as usual, got the beautiful bird song all round us. There's a path that heads up that way, but I think just across the road there is the track that we've got to take up to Hindhead. But just on this tree stump here, we've got all this fungus, this little fungus, all the way down the side of this old tree stump. Well, as you can tell by my breathing, we've been walking uphill, and the hill is back behind us, and we're surrounded by bracken and heather, which is not out in flower. There's a bracken and a heather there, and silver birch trees, and some fir trees which are growing up. But we're on, hopefully we're getting up towards the top of the climb to Hindhead, up to the punch bowl. Cynthia and Steve are ahead of me. We are keeping to our 2 metre distance, social distancing, but hopefully that is the climb over with, because that was quite hard work. Very stony underfoot, and I'm sweating. We've arrived at Hindhead Common. Main car park is there, and there's a notice board just up in front of us that tells you exactly what's what and where we are. And we're
here,
we're there,
and we're heading there.
so we're heading up there.
So we've got to find this pink trail, Temple of the Wind, and I think this may be another steep hill.
Great. I love the sound of steep hills. Well, let's press on then.
Okay, let's press on.
We stopped and had a little snack. I didn't realise the time had got on so far. It was midday. So we're walking up this way now because we're trying to find... Well, we're on the hidden... This is supposed to be called the Hidden Trail, but it's not very hidden. But just to my left and right, we got hurtleberries. And I don't know if that's going to pick that up or not, but Cynthia was saying just now that people from London were coming down to Hindhead to pick the hurtleberries. I'm not sure what hurtleberries make, whether it's a gin or some sort of alcoholic drink, but I'm just going to stop for a second, see if they pick up the sound of the birds. They're all around us, but this, you can hear, which I think are blue tits mainly at the moment. But it's a lovely walk. But I have now donned my jacket, because where I got quite sweaty earlier on, even with my zip up hoodie on, the wind was making me quite cold. So I'm just trying to be a little bit careful. But there was a little bit of a drizzle earlier on, which they had forecast for today. But this is a lovely walk all the way through here. We said just now, it's lucky it's not a very hot day. But we've seen quite a few people out. People on a horse, cycling, walking. So we're going to press on. One of the things about Hindhead Common, as it is for many commons, they let horses, cattle roam free, and it's to keep the undergrowth down. On Hindhead Common, it's horses, ponies that they let wander free, and Steve and I are walking over towards some now, and they're just in front of us. They're munching away on the heather. Just there's two, and then there's another one just on the path here. It's just lovely to see the animals out roaming free. Oh, there's four altogether here. Absolutely lovely. Don't know how close we can get to them. This one doesn't seem to be too perturbed by my presence at the moment. There he goes. Lovely animal. We've carried on with our walk, and we did get slightly lost. Not my fault. It was Cynthia's fault. But we're heading towards the actual Gibbett. I'm not sure if there's another one, but Cynthia kept calling it the actual Gibbett. So here we are. I'm heading up onto Gibbett Hill, which is up this way. Been up there many times before, and this is where 3 murderers were hung. They killed a sailor that was heading back from London to Portsmouth. I can't remember the year, but they were, there's a cross up here.
It's the actual Gibbett.
And the position where the Gibbett was is over to my left, and I'll get that in a minute on the film. But it's come up, it's suddenly brightened up, but very, very close and humid again. There's a few people up here. We've got the trig point up here, but I'm just going to wander round to where the Gibbett is. That's just round this way. And there's a notice board just here as well that tells you the history of the place, and it's got the Celtic cross up here. But this is the Gibbett, the Celtic cross, just in front of me, and this is the site where the 3 murderers were hung. Always very, very popular up here with sightseers, because on a, even on a today, even though it's cloudy, you can see a long way into the distance. So we're just going to press on now and try and find the Temple of the Winds. So hopefully we'll be able to find that. Well, we've arrived at the Temple of the 4 Winds. I've got some notes, so I'm going to have to read them from here. Now, this was built, the hunting lodge, which is there, was built by Viscount Peary in 1910. And Viscount Peary was a leading Irishman, builder, shipbuilder and businessman. But this, all that's left of it, sadly, is the base, which is here. And you can see where the columns were, which was there. There's 4 positions for those. But this is the views that they've got through here. And it looks like it's marble or slate, perhaps, in places. But as I say, stunning views through here. But Viscount Peary also owned Whitley Park, which is between Milford and Hazelmere. Of course, you try and be serious when you're doing a little clip to camera and you've got your 2 pals standing away from you. They're laughing, which doesn't help, but hey ho. I'm hoping that the microphone on the GoPro will pick this up, because my Zoom recorder, audio recorder, has actually stopped working for some reason, and I don't know why. I've changed the batteries, that won't work. Anyway, so we're going to press on and do some more walking up round Hindhead Common. So let me just show you through there. We've just come down that track over there, and we've come up against this, or come up to, where the work has been going on, where they've been dealing with lengths of chestnut. By the looks of, I'm sure this is chestnut, it looks like it. Nice big log pile here, log pile. But just down here is where the men have been working, and what they've been doing, they've been cutting out laths which would be used in the old-fashioned lath and plaster walls. You can see they've been laying them out over there. But this framework just in front of me here, what they would do, you've got lengths of chestnut which is just in front of me there, and they would be stood up endways down in here. And my father used to do the work where working with chestnut, and you've got this piece here where the wood's worn, and that is where they would get a piece of chestnut with a cleaver and split it. But this is where they would have the wood through there, and they lean it back, and then they would split it all the way down to make the pale lengths for chestnut fencing, or posts and things like that. But they've also been making chestnut posts here. Just here we've got another frame, and it's all made of chestnut. But just through here you've got chestnut posts on the ground, just there. And this machine, modern day machine for cleaning the posts off, the bark off, and you can see the bark there and the pile in the distance. And just here you've got a machine, a circular saw, which will point all the posts. But something else we've noticed over this way is there's a charcoal burner. So whoever works this piece of land, or this piece of woods, they do everything here. And you've got the piles of chestnut there, and up against the oak tree. And what they would do, they would lay it inside this here, and this is the charcoal burner. You see it all through there, and the tubes that you can see there, that's for, I believe that's for where the air comes in. I can't imagine that this has been used for a long time. But there is a lot of evidence of all sorts of work going on around here. So quite interesting to find this at the bottom of Blackdown. Keep saying Blackdown, at the bottom of Hindhead. We've just come down that track behind us. Almost like deja vu. But it's very steep. We've come down into the bottom of the valley, just off of the, or between the A3 and the 287, which is Hazelmere to Hindhead. This runs parallel, this track runs parallel with the Hazelmere to Hindhead road. All these lovely logs going to waste here. And we've got this rather interesting fungi. But we're going to head down this track here, and I can hear a blackbird somewhere in the trees near us. But these are silver birch mainly, but somewhere near here, and I can't remember exactly where it was, there was a huge copper beech tree, if I remember rightly. But I can't remember exactly whereabouts on this.
I think it might be
Further up the hill, Cynthia, was it? But Cynthia and I spotted that when we walked up this way last year, I think it was. But we've got some very big, tall pine trees or fir trees up through there. But it's been a lovely walk. So we're now heading back to Cynthia's place and into our cars, and we can go home. Well, I can, Steve can, Cynthia will already be home. So we're going to press on down this way. We've completed a circuit of how many miles? Does anybody know?
No, I don't know.
We will find out while I'm doing this end piece. And I'm just doing this end piece by this lovely stream, and this lovely stream actually runs through the back of Cynthia's house. So it seems as though we're around about 7 or 8 miles, yeah, something like that.
7.8 miles, mine's saying.
7.8 miles.
Well, mine's saying 9.5.
We'll go with 9.5.
Yep.
Any increase on 9.5, but 9.5, it sounds about right, to be honest.
Yeah,
we've had a lovely walk. We've had a little bit of rain now, but yeah, nice. First time we've done a walk as a three
since lockdown.
Since lockdown, so it's been lovely. Really has been. It's been a lot of laughter, lots of aching, and my legs are going to seize up any second. Anyway, this is Kevin, Cynthia, and Steve saying bye bye, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Yeah, I think yours is more accurate.